What's up, Copy Squad? It's your boy Kyle Milligan coming to you live from Delray Beach, Florida. And today I'm just going to break down some copy. I have in front of me a Money Map sales letter that had a really strong single day sales result. And I just kind of going to look through it really quick, look at basically the headline and the lead, see what made it work so well, and see if we can kind of reverse engineer what made it tick. Let's start with the headline. So we're looking for urgent, unique, useful, and ultra specific. All right, cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's urgent. This IPO stuff is crazy. Danny Brody, venture capitalist. Another 77 people from every walk of life just made $1 million. Now you could hit it big by May 15th. Okay, so what I really like about this May 15th, urgent, yeah. Is it unique? I think it's kind of timely. Because the IPO thing is really hot right now. Like everyone's talking about IPOs with Uber IPO, Lyft IPO, tech IPOs left and right. And they're really hot in the news. So I think it's like a unique element of it is how timely it is. Like it probably wouldn't have worked maybe a couple months or even a year ago. And it might not work again a year from now. But right now it is the topic that everyone is talking about. It's the hot trend in the markets. And really there are no hot trends right now. So IPO stuff. Very, very timely, top of mind. Is it useful? Definitely. Is it ultra specific? I'm going to say not really ultra specific. 77 people, well, let's say yes. Because we got the 77 people here from every walk of life. Just made $1 million now. You could hit it big. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So by May 15th, urgent. Okay, cool. So top of mind right here. Top of mind. And that's probably what's going to make this work so much is I've been reading about this, and now I'm seeing it here in a sales letter. Makes sense to me. Now you could hit it big by May 15th. Hi, I'm Mike Ward. Thank you for joining me on this urgent IPO briefing. Over the last few months, an unbelievable upsurge in record-shattering cannabis IPOs has taken the industry by storm. Tilray just IPO'd at over $1.4 billion, Curaleaf for $4.5 billion, and Acreage Holdings for $2.5 billion. Even as the stock market was tanking. Okay, so essentially what we've established right away, let's use our big 4 emotions, all right? New, easy, safe, and big. All right, cool. So we've got the last few months, we got a new opportunity, right? This is a new kind of like breaking development. Unbelievable upsurge in record shattering, right? So this is also big. And then we're also saying that this is fairly safe because this is already happening, right? This is not something that we're making up or predicting. This is an actual trend that we have evidence for its existence. It is happening right here, right now. The way things are moving, soaring, the way these things are soaring, even small investors, people from every walk of life are making tens of millions of dollars from tiny grub stakes. Okay, so look what they're doing here. The way things are soaring, right? So this is happening. Even small, so these things are soaring. So it's happening now, so it's safe, and that's going to give it a little element of predictability, right? That's our alter ego for safe. It's happening and it's keeping going. Small investors, this is going to mean anybody, all right? People from every walk of life, okay? This is all the anybody emotion, are making tens of millions of dollars. Right away, we're saying anybody can make big, big money from this. From tiny grub stakes. So that's another part of easy anybody, saying that basically anybody can afford this. Okay? So, folks just like you and me. Alright, so folks just like you and me would be anybody. In fact, one very famous Canadian business magazine has already found 77 everyday folks who made $1 million or more just in the last few months. Okay, so look at that. So we've got regular folks, again, we're hitting on that anybody emotion, who made $1 million or more. That's a big gain. And they've done it in just the last few months. That's actually pretty fast to make over $1 million. So we're hitting, heck, one guy was even a janitor. Again, anybody can do this. Anybody, 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 anybody. Okay, I think this is really important to point out because we're always talking about new, easy, safe, and big in all the videos. And a question I get frequently from folks is like, do you use new, easy, safe, and big throughout the entire promo, or is it just in the headline? Or is it just in the lead? Dude, you use new, easy, safe, and big in every single line of the promo, right? See how this is all just saying that we've got a new opportunity. It's breaking. It's happening now. It's immediate, right? That's the new opportunity. It's safe because it's also what makes it new also makes it safe. Like, this is a trend. We're not predicting it's coming. It is already here. People are making money. This has already gotten proven results. This strategy is tested and effective. It's making people rich no matter how broke they are, no matter how average or regular or how tiny their grub steak is, right? Folks just like you and me right here, right? All right. So moving on. And they're able to make 1 million or more just in the last few months. Heck, one guy was even a janitor. And this trend is only accelerating, right? So this is only the beginning. So it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger for obvious reasons you'll see in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and backtrack just a little bit here. You'll see in a moment. This is a bribe, okay? And so we've got our Clayton Makepeace checklist. 1, grab them by the eyeballs. And 2, we want to establish cred. Bribe to, no, oh no, I did it backwards. I went to, expand upon the headline. Establish cred. And then 4, you want to bribe to read this. All right, so we've got all this here. Now there's your bribe right there. So it's coming pretty early on. You got all these, basically a big promise, people making millions of dollars right here. You could hit it big May 15th, all right? New, easy, safe, and big throughout. A bribe right there to read it. And this is to capture your attention and get you going, okay? Now, within the next 5 weeks, we could see 10 of these. So this is all happening very fast, right? And that these big opportunities are coming up pretty soon. According to our research, 4 of them are in line to set new opening day records. So already we're kind of teasing today's opportunity. So 4 of them, right? This is about today's op. And you can kind of already see that's gonna be like part of the offer potentially, right? So cool. These soon to be record breakers include, and we're teasing the 3. And this is teasing the offer, which is kind of direct, because we usually just start with a big idea and then you don't really know what the offer is entirely. But you definitely never know it's a newsletter until way down there. But yeah, they're already starting out teasing this offer here with, like, we have information on these 4 record breakers, okay? Here's the 4th one down here. Money, money, money. Remember, that's just one of the companies we're examining today. Each of these companies is capable of generating between 500 million and 3 billion for investors the day they go public. Okay, so what's important about this, and we've talked about this before, new, easy, safe, and big. And we know that big's alter ego, its amplifier is fast. So I'm going to just scribble this stuff in. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about this. So right here, we've got big and fast all wrapped up in one line, because we're talking about 500 million to 3 billion. Those are big numbers. And it's on the day they go public. So what do we say? We say whenever you use big, if you want to double down on that emotion of getting excited and getting hyped up about this big opportunity, what do? You make those big things happen faster. So we're basically talking about 3 billion just flooding the markets the day they go public. That's a potential 12 billion in new wealth created before May 15th. That's fast. And again, we're hinting at an urgency date here. So we got you hyped up. We got you knowing the why now already too. And that's really important too. What's cool about this is it's real urgency, right? They're going to go public. So instead of just saying, get in now, I'm closing the doors, I can't keep this offer open forever, this actually feels more like a legitimate, okay, well, here's why we're rushing this to you. We don't mean to be urgent, but in fact, you have until May 15th. So you have, today's April 16th, so you have less than a month. If you're interested in learning about this and getting in on it, your clock is ticking. You're going to get the details on every one of those 4 IPOs in a moment and how you can get in on them, even if you've never invested $1 in your life. But yeah, so this is our bribe to get you reading more. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Mike Ward, and I'm the founding director here at National Institute for Cannabis Investors. And if you look at the gains we've seen from companies going public in the last 18 months, well, it's safe to say we're looking at a megatrend that can only be described as breathtaking, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, right? So when we say once in a lifetime, when we say game changer, when we say anything like that, we're really talking about that big emotion. And he called it a mega trend, right? big. So what's really cool is he's not understating at all how big this is. He's hammering it down like this is big, and he's saying it in a myriad different ways. Like this is something coming. It's already happening, and there's little time left to get in before it's too late. What's really cool is they have the advantage of being able to show like this stuff is already happening. So it's kind of like the proof is in the pudding. So they're going to look at companies going public in the last 18 months. And the claim here I've written down, the claim is that this is a mega trend. So they're going to show us some proof of that. Capture Capital IPO'd at 40 cents a share. And then by January, it was trading for $17.80. Look at New Strike Brands, 200,000 square foot facility, 2.4, 2.75. So this piece of proof, I wonder if it was supposed to have like more, like because this is the HTML page, right? The VSL, the video version, probably had better proof. It probably had the percentage or the dollar gains or something like that in here that didn't come through whenever we switched to a HTML, like plain text page. This year, investors went from 2.4 to 2.75, right? 11,000%. I was meeting with an editor today for lunch, and one of the things he was telling me about was how his portfolio outperformed the market by like 30%. And I was like, my man, that is fantastic. That is outstanding. Like any savvy investor would know that being able to beat the market by like 30% is just otherworldly. However, it doesn't work in copywriting for these sorts of promotions. You have to have crazy numbers like this to get people's attention. And I know a lot of people, they get really up in arms about hype marketing, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, my man, you don't put 5 digits in there, either $10,000 or 10,000%, that thing isn't going to sell any. Like, that's just the way the market is. That's just a note here. And it's funny because that's one of those places where the editor's like, but I have 30% above the market. And it's like, yeah, that's fantastic, but people want to see 10,000. That's just the world we live in. Anyway, so there's a piece of proof, $1,000 in IPO. So this is for New Strike, right? This is a reframe. Basically just taking this 11,000% and turning it into a dollar figure that you can imagine. You can't imagine. I'll tell you a tip. It's called the imagery hack. Your brain cannot imagine or process percentages. You can only really handle like solid numbers. So there's a 0.01% chance that children who get this new vaccine will be disabled. All right? 0.01% chance that children who get a new vaccine will be disabled. Not very frightening. The same study presented the same facts as this. There's a 1 out of every 10,000 children who take this vaccine will be left permanently disabled. And all of a sudden, the way that people viewed that vaccine completely shifted because you can't imagine a percentage. I call that the imagery hack. You can't imagine a percentage chance, but you can imagine $112,000 appearing in your account overnight. 10,000 could have made you a millionaire. All right, cool. So this is all proof that the money-making trend is real. And again, over here I've written up, people are already making millions. So this is a trend that's happening. It's not just something that they're predicting, it's occurring. That's just the start, okay? So whenever they say stuff like that's just the start, this is just a way to incorporate the big emotion. And that means that today's thing is even bigger. We're looking at 4 more of the hottest IPOs set to hit before May 15th. The only difference is that the potential for each one is far greater, okay? I'll give you the details about these companies in a moment and how you could become one of the new cannabis IPO millionaires. So I wrote here in red, here's the question I'm wondering, well, how do I get in on it? And he teases that. So I'll tell you how in just a minute. But first, I need to introduce you to one of the world's foremost authorities on cannabis IPOs, Danny Brody. I invited him to break down this enormous wave of opportunity. Danny is a member of the advisory board here at the National Institute for Cannabis Investors. He was also one of the venture capitalists to see the amazing potential of the marijuana market. He's personally helped mastermind some of the most successful cannabis IPOs in history. His fund was behind Emblem, went from $1.15 to $3.98. He also helped orchestrate Green Organic Dutchman IPO. When that company went public, they immediately saw 300% gains. At the time, it was the largest cannabis IPO in history. Danny, thanks for being here. So basically what they've done is they brought in what I've marked over here, and I've done it in orange because it's credibility. They brought in an IPO expert, and this is just strictly credibility. Just because of this guy's like credentials, what he says is the insider look. What he says has become like almost like law by de facto. So notice what Mike says. He says, thanks for being here. Danny says, my pleasure. Now Mike says, now Danny, you're really the ultimate insider when it comes to pot IPOs. Okay, so basically what they're doing is they're establishing this dude is the expert. Okay, so whatever he tells us has to be true. It's implying that, right? Over the last 2 years, your IPOs have generated a bunch of money. That's, again, Cred. You just finished up another IPO. So this dude is walking the walk. He's a part of this trend. He's in that trend, that money-making $1 billion of trends that we all want to jump in on. So moving along, let's see. You help people find products. People go nuts for that product. First week of trading, IPOs could have doubled, and trading IPO investors could have doubled their money. Okay, cool. So again, you've done this. Danny says, you're absolutely right. This market could not be hotter. Just look at the kinds of returns people have been seeing. Okay, so Emerald went from 40 cents to 9.68. Now notice this is over 3 years. I love how they kind of glaze over that. They do a really good job of kind of minimalizing that. They don't really talk about it. Because see, they say to 968 in January, and they say from 40 on IPO day. They don't say from 40 July 2015 to 968 January 2018. Nope. IPO day and January. All right, that's a 2,000% gain. Another company went from 14 to 4.18. Again, look what's happening here. July 14 to January 18. Okay, that's a big gain. And United went from 0.25 to 11.45 6 months later. So when it's immediate, fast acting, big money fast, they're going to let you know. Big money fast. All right, cool. So that's cool. That's like a little. So this is some copywriting, Jedi tricks on how you kind of frame it to make everything look bigger. How to frame this guy to bring in like the credibility angle. What's this for the reader note here? Oh, and new wealth for investors. Okay, so basically, I skipped it over this line here, but basically he says, Danny, over the last 2 years, your IPOs have generated more than $2.2 billion in new wealth for investors. So I made a note here, just saying that he's tied it back to the reader here. Like, what does all this mean for the reader, right? That's something I say, that's the golden rule of copywriting. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? Why do I care about this guy named Danny? Well, Danny knows how to make people money, people like me. So that's why I got this, and I completely skipped over that just a moment ago. All right, cool.
What's up, Copy Squad? I hope you found that useful, and if you're interested in getting a little bit more details about how me and my team set up our first 7 pages of a sales letter to give us the best shot at 7 figures, I invite you to check out copysquad.net/lead. On this page, you can be the first to get details about a brand new leads course that will illustrate and step-by-step show you the strategy that me and my copy team use to generate over $50 million in gross revenues in a single year in financial publishing. So all you got to do is go to this page, copysquad.net/lead, enter your name and email, and then hit the enter button, and you can be the first in the know as new developments arise. Thanks so much for tuning in, and peace out, Copy Squad.